Hey up everybody, and yes, once again it's Black Friday and that means sales. And trust me, there is plenty on offer this week, so be sure to watch right to the end of the video, as trust me, I was truly shocked at some of these deals myself. So without further ado, hit that like and subscribe buttons and let's get on with it, shall we? And I'm going to start off with an absolute banger, The Witcher 3, one of my favourite games. I've completed this from start to finish. It's just an awesome RPG, kind of Skyrim-like game, which as you'd expect has an amazing story, hours of gameplay, and is just fun, combining swordplay, potions and magic all together to basically bring you one of the best RPGs I have ever played. I own it personally on multiple platforms. If you've ever seen the Netflix series, maybe the first 2 seasons, or indeed read any of the books and you're interested in it, now is definitely the time to pick this one up, as it's one of those rare games that's worth full price, let alone sale price. Doom Eternal. Well, if you're into your Doom games and you do enjoy the old school ones, well, this is kind of like that, but obviously a bit more modern. It looks fantastic. It has everything that you want from a Doom game, i.e. lots of blowing the shit out of things, and it even has gyro aiming for those that enjoy that. Me personally, I don't actually like that, but I know plenty of people do, and they kind of rely on it, weirdly enough. I've seen people really have a go when games like this don't have gyro in it. This one's also got online multiplayer and some interesting multiplayer modes, like battle mode, where it pits 2 people against 1 person and the single person plays like the demon. Kind of sounds familiar to me from something else, but it's a free thing and I guess it's nice of them to put it in there. And there's also different ways of killing different creatures so that you can gain health back and also ammo. This game does sound pretty sick in many different ways, and yeah, I think all you Doom fans, this would be a must buy by now. Sonic Frontier. Now here's one that I haven't played in a long time. I mean, literally haven't played Sonic or even looked into playing Sonic games for years now. Although I did watch the film and it was actually pretty decent. I will point out right this minute that this is the lowest it's ever gotten, and I've also found a demo for it on the PC, and playing it, it's not too bad. I wouldn't have said it's the best thing I've ever played. Not quite sure from the demo, I'd say it's worth £20 or $23.99, but it's okay. Your usual running around, jumping on things, smashing robots, and figuring different small puzzles out. I really don't know what to say on this one. The demo didn't really blow me away, and yeah, is Sonic still a thing nowadays? I mean, it has got an 8.2 user score, so maybe if you're interested. Up next I have Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the definitive edition. This is only in the UK. It has dropped quite significantly in price, well, half of the price, and yeah, it's got one of the lowest Metascores I've ever seen. But I don't know, is it fixed? Does anyone know if it's fixed? If it's fixed, this might actually be worth it. If it's not, then probably heed my warning and stay away from it. These are definitely some of the best games I've ever played, and definitely some of the best actual Grand Theft Auto games there are. But I would definitely say I would look into maybe looking in the comments if someone can actually tell us whether this has been fixed, or just maybe waiting until a deeper discount comes out, because I'm sure that there will be one maybe at Christmas. But apart from that, this only ends up on this list as maybe a warning, and also if it is being fixed, one of the best games I've ever played, or set of games I've ever played. And again, if it's been fixed, you'll definitely get hours of gameplay out of these and value for money. Dark Souls Remastered, again, a game that I own on multiple platforms, a game that the Nintendo actually does quite well, and a game that will take you hours to complete. This one is more of a strategy, and obviously it's a Souls game because it's a Souls game. More about taking your time, strategizing and figuring out the weaknesses of your enemy rather than jumping in and just flailing your weapons around. In general, the Dark Souls series is considered the best in its genre for many different reasons. Obviously it defined the genre, it's highly polished, and it's just a pure joy to play. Needless to say, this is definitely one for the collection. And next up I have Skyrim. Yep, if you're a fan of RPGs, and maybe if you own The Witcher and want more of the same type of thing if you completed it, then Skyrim definitely the way that you want to be going. Exactly the same as if you've completed Skyrim and you're looking for something, you know, of the same ilk, go for The Witcher 3. But this is another massive hundreds of hours of gameplay. This is just a sheer joy to play. Once again, I own it in multiple devices. I even play this game in VR. And again, unlike recent iterings from the developers of Skyrim, it is polished. It's a pure joy to play. And yeah, I can't highly recommend it anymore. Although the high 8.6 meta score sort of like tells its own story really. And just like The Witcher 3, this game is worth full price, let alone its discount. And moving on to Sifu. This game is a martial arts dream. I think I've mentioned it on another video that I've done. It's 50% off and it's just a sheer joy to play. Sifu Story is one of those ones that kind of intrigued me because it's a bit different to a lot of the other games that you might play. Basically, your family has been assassinated and you go after the killers and to try and get revenge. And within this, you have a magical amulet that every time you die, you basically can come back. But you're aging as you do so, and each time you come back, you have some of the elements of that within your gameplay. There has been a free update which basically brings arena fighting into the mix, as well as 5 new game modes and 9 different dynamic locations and something like 45 different challenges to take on. Again, if you're into your kung fu fighting, a must have. And get on your horses because I've got Red Dead Redemption for you. Yep, the sales just keep getting better the further in I go. And again, another game that I own and I've completed from start to finish, and it's just one of those cowboy western games with an epic story. It's going to take you hours to complete, and it just generally makes you feel badass the further in you go. I will say that it has got a little bit of a low meta score. From what I could tell, it's more that the price, it's too high for maybe the age of the game, which I kind of do actually agree, and it shouldn't have been put at that high price. But this price is kind of a bit more like it, although at this price it kind of like feels more of a actual price for the game rather than a discount. But it's up to you. This, I believe, is the lowest it's ever been, so maybe wait a little bit longer and it'll come down even more. And with that, what games are you going to be picking up from this list? And in fact, have you got games that you've seen that I've not put on this list? It is Black Friday after all, and I probably have missed some gems out there, so please leave them down in a comment. Hit that like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. If not, then thank you for joining me anyway, and great that you've got this far into the video. So take care of yourselves out there. Thank you for joining me, because life is better when we game together.